Hello, welcome to the Power Wheels garage. If we take a look around, we'll see we got a little one there, doesn't work so well. This is over here, and back over, and even my wife's Power Wheel. Anyway, sometimes you end up getting a Power Wheel that doesn't work exactly right. Ever have this happen to you? Your kid's out playing on their Power Wheels, and they come in and they say, "Hey Dad, doesn't work anymore." You check the battery and everything seems fine. So what do? Well, the next thing you do is tip it upside, get it flipped over, so you go down to the bottom and you take out this screw. Once that screw's out, this bottom piece flips off and you can actually see the switch. And you go get another screwdriver and you come back in and you take off this bottom switch. This is a connector that pops right off of there. Now, you grab your Phillips screwdriver again, and you take off the throttle pedal. And that's just another screw. This one's a long one. Comes up. It'd be faster if you had an electric screwdriver, but we'll take this off anyway. And spin that and spin that. Now that comes out. Now you can get this guy, you push a little bit on each side of it, and it's kind of held in, and you actually pop out, and that's what you got. Now we'll go to the bench and see what's inside. Now this next part here is a little bit tricky. You kind of got to wedge a screwdriver into the side and kind of twist on each side of this thing. And basically, ultimately, it'll come apart into the pieces. And we'll spin that around so it makes more sense. Take this piece out, stick it back over in here where it goes. And we can see how the inside of this switch works. And the way it works, if I can get it all back together again. And if we look at this, let's see if I can focus in on that. Anyway, when you push down on the switch, it has two contacts that have to make. Oh, got that in the wrong place. You know, this is all falling apart. So we'll cut that to a place. Okay, now that we look inside the switch, when you push down on the throttle, these things slide down and they're supposed to make contact on this side and over on this side here. And if it's not making, if there's dirt in there or something else, it's not going to make contact. So basically what you can do with this, I'll grab a tool over here, and if we come back and look at this, you can take these pieces right here and just hold it and bend them down just a little bit on both sides. Spin around to this side here and bend this down just a little bit. And if we push them down, they're both making contact now. So now it's just a matter, and if you'll notice on the background here, right over here, when you push all the way down, it opens up this other switch, other set of contacts. That's actually the brake. The brake is on this one here, and this is the throttle. So when you're stomp the pedal all the way down, it's full throttle. If you let up just a little bit, it'll coast, and you let up all the way, and that contact back there makes it so the brakes come on. So it's a little bit tricky, but if you don't, most of the kids, my grandson, he floors it, and then when he wants to stop, he just lets off. But there's a kind of an in-between ground there where you can let off partially, and the Power Wheel will coast. Anyway, so once you get this all back lined up again, you take the pieces, clip them back together again, and then we'll just go put this back in where it came from. Okay, we're back over at the Power Wheel, and if you look at the bottom of the switch, you'll see that it is going to line up directly with how this works. And you can test it just by putting it in lightly and seeing if it goes. Anyway, so then there's a slot on the bottom of it. I don't know if you can see that sticking down there. that kind of lines up with a slot in here, and these things will line up when you plug it in. So you snap that in place, plug the connector on, double check that it works, and then we'll go about and put the throttle plate back in. It slips in a little slot back here. This comes through, and we start screwing this guy in. I'm blocking, I know, but you get the idea. We'll get that all the way down in. And it's a long thread, and just to where it gets snug. Okay, double check it. Looks good. Now we'll put the bottom cover on. And the top edge here goes right into a little slot there. Go back, run our screw in, and we are almost done. And that's it for fixing the throttle switch. Something I didn't know about Power Wheels is pretty much when my grandson rides it, he either goes full speed or stops. But there's a space in between there where you're going full speed, you let up a little bit, and it'll coast. Floor it, come up some, it stops, or go and slowly let off. But mostly, they go like this, and then spin around and do all the crazy stuff they do. Anyway, that's just a quick little note about the Power Wheels accelerator pedal once I looked inside the switch. Just a quick note, the one other thing you can do, you can go out onto eBay and you can find this switch and just buy a replacement, go through the same procedure except you wouldn't have to take it apart, and put a new switch in. It's about $10. Anyway, hope you enjoy. Bye.